136% short interest. How can you be short 40% more shares than actually exist in the world?
The short sellers, generally speaking, are more knowledgeable.
Good morning, guys. Been here for a long time. Been sitting here watching the chart, watching GameStop. $29, $30. What in the hell was that? Got my original hat on. I used to have this hat like 4 years ago when it was like in good shape. And it said, GameStop on the back, and it's been through hell and back, and a couple of cats, a couple of dogs later. And I still have it. I put it on just to protect me every now and then. Original t-shirt too. Original Marantz Rantz shirt. You don't see these every day. Oh, these were the first ones that we ever made. I'm just an original type of guy. Been around for a minute. And I tell you, I love everything about GameStop. And, it's crazy because we're like 4 years in, 4.5 years in, 5 years in for some people. It's like it was yesterday. I remember so many things, like watching this chart and watching the market. But people just like dumb it down and be like, $30 is nothing. You're at 29. What did the guy say right now? Endgame goes, we're only at 29, man. Long way to go. It's not true. It's just not true. If you know what I know, which you do, somebody like Endgame knows what I know. I want to tell you guys, man. I used this analogy to you guys one time. I said, you don't know if it's the first time or the millionth time. You don't know when the levee actually breaks. You don't know when the momentum of the stock takes off because we've been here for so long and so many times. The transition that you see and these minute moves that people don't give any value to is not what's really happening with this company. When something can be appreciated, something can be pushed, something can be maneuvered, something can be, driven and rallied against, you have to know just how valuable it will be moving forward. They haven't given it value. It's like this common thing. I talked to somebody last night, and he goes, I don't see it. And I'm like, I know you don't. You don't see it because you don't want to. But imagine if everyone was with you instead of against you. You guys ever had a job? A job where you want to get promoted and you want to be the guy, and you know what happens? Somebody else gets the position, and that person ends up flourishing and becoming a great manager, a great director, a great everything. And you go, how the hell did that happen? They were terrible. I was better. And then you go, oh, it's because they got support. There was a whole ecosystem around it to support it, to put it in front and give it, its full value. All the effort in the world. This is what happens in business, guys. You guys want your company to be, front and center and everyone promote it and everyone talk about it. You want Wall Street to talk about it? Great. You want the internet and all the message boards and be like, this is the greatest company to work for. This is the greatest environment, the greatest retail experience. It's going to take years. You might have to take 1 million messages before you ever get to the 1,000,001 for someone to say this is what it is now. Imagine, I got a buddy of mine last night tells me, he goes, hey man, I haven't been there since I was 17. He's 40. I haven't been to GameStop since I was 17, man. It's probably more expensive than Amazon. It probably takes 2 weeks to get a product. They probably sell secondhand stuff. It's all a bunch of used stuff, man. Don't they repair stuff? What is it broken? What's the warranties like over there? Oh, I can't shop at GameStop. What is GameStop? You see this? It's generational. The damage to the actual reputation of GameStop has been done on purpose for 15 years. It wasn't, and you know what? And you could say GameStop did it to themselves. You could say that. You really could, because they were trying to ruin their own product, their own identity. A lot of them were. A lot of companies right now are doing dumb shit. I see companies out here all damn day. Yet the market will tell you otherwise. That's a good company. It's a good buy. I should be buying Floor and Decor, Restoration Hardware. I should go in on these companies that are doing deals that they're not beneficial to the consumer. Board of directors don't care about the direction of the company. But that's okay. I'm not worried about other people. I'm focused on one. I'm focused on GameStop. That's it. I read this entry yesterday, and I posted it in the Discord. The entry was about, "May the 4th be with you." And I read it, and I was like, dude, this is so great. There was this guy who works for GameStop. He posted, and I'm going to go grab it for you guys, just so you guys can see it. Some of you guys already read it. Some of you guys know. And I didn't want the whole world to see it, so I didn't go post it on Twitter, because I don't want the guy to get fired. You know, I don't know if Ryan wants him spilling all the beans. But this guy, he works in a high-level position at GameStop, and he writes, and I'm going to pull it up right now. I'm going to grab it. I'm almost there. I think it's right here. Here it is. Okay, so thank you for Martin. Martin Bananas, you know who you are, bro. All right, so this is the piece, and let me move it here. Okay. So this guy is the brand marketing manager at GameStop, okay? And he writes, "May the 4th be with you proved what fan-first brand movements can do when everything aligns. This is the business that you are invested in right now. This year's Star Wars May the 4th event at GameStop became a case study on how to activate a fandom with intention, respect, and timing. And it drove the strongest Star Wars sales week in company history. With the least amount of stores, with the smallest footprint possible, it had the largest sales week in company history. Here's why it worked. Something for every kind of fan. From trading cards to cosplay gear to high-end collectibles. We created a destination that spoke to both the casual fans and the lifelong collectors. It's phenomenal. Smart bundling of the new helmet plus exclusive gift. People want something, they'll buy one, they'll pay the price of two, as long as you get added value. This is what we call added value. Remember we talked about this, guys? Guys, I talked about this like 3 years ago in an interview with the Ape Father. I said, why do you want to go to a department store like Macy's? And why do you want to buy Polo Sport cologne by itself? Wouldn't I want the box set? Wouldn't I want the added gift? It's called added value. That is GameStop, the stock itself. You guys want this investment? Great. You know what's the added value? The short squeeze. You know what's the added value? The manipulation. You know what's the added value? The unknown. The Bitcoin reserve. Those are all added value. If I just buy the stock for the fundamentals and what it is and why I like it, that's me. But this is exactly what's happening with the product line at GameStop. They leaned into the collector mindset by offering a compelling add-on for most of the dedicated fans, directly from the Star Wars universe and available only at GameStop, exclusive. If you're a Star Wars junkie, this is what you're looking for, and I know there's a lot of them. Star Wars appeals to more than just, a video game guy. How do I know this? Because I was standing there on May 4th, and there was girls who had their hair in braids, looking like Princess Leia. I saw a lady who had "May the 4th be with you" t-shirt. I said, where you get that shirt? She goes, I just ordered it. It just came in the mail. I'm so happy. Like, this is what this whole world is doing. Because this world that we're in right now is driven by the dollar of you. 55 to 35. You have the money. You make the money. You're driving it. The consumer was born in 75. The consumer was born in 1990. And that window there, that's who's shopping today. From 75 to 90, you control this whole market. Those older people are retiring. They're pissed off. The younger kids, they're complaining. But they don't have jobs and they can't keep them. You guys got to know the demos you're targeting. We collaborated closely with the licensor. I've never even heard that word. Licensor, whatever. And ensure the in-store and online movements amplified their broader franchise push, not just rode the wave. The result, high sell-through on premium items, record-breaking week for Star Wars merchandise, massive fan engagement in-store at launch. At its core, effective marketing is all about respecting the fan journey and making sure efforts reflect what makes sense, what makes these IPs magical, and intellectual properties magical. After all, who isn't looking for a step into their favorite world, kingdom, universe, just a bit more? Okay, listen to me. Guys, you want to cosplay? You want to do all that? And I got you. Ian is telling you exactly what GameStop's doing. They're hitting it on all cylinders. Guys, I use the word execute all the time. I use it in my day-to-day. I use it for anything. You can have a plan. You can have a map. You can draw it all out. You have to execute. And right now, GameStop just executed the greatest May 4th they've ever had. And I love to hear it. I do. Because this is the business I'm invested with. You guys want to cater to the Geek Squad? Let's do it. And I'm not talking about Best Buy. I'm talking about all of us out here who played WoW for, an unbelievable amount of years. If you have a passion for PC gaming, if you have a passion for Call of Duty and FIFA and all the other games, RPGs you might play, even Grand Theft Auto, I don't care. You guys know exactly what gaming's all about. You don't just have one controller. You don't just have one console. You don't just have one copy of a game. You go above and beyond. There's a reason why I have headset, PS5, PS4, PS3. Like, I have it. They're all hit. This multiple, guys. 1, 2, and I even have a third one somewhere. I don't even know where it's at. You're buying games left and right and consoles and everything. Why? Because this is the generation that we are. We grew up with Nintendo. We grew up with Atari. We grew up with this. Okay, great. Now here's a company that represents that. And that's GameStop. I love it. I love it a lot. And we're going to talk about markets. We're going to talk about the charts. We're going to do all of this right now. I just get very excited about numerous things. One thing I want to do, I want to give a shout out right now to a couple of contributors to the show. Trove. This man is a man on a mission. If you guys do not know who Trove is a gentleman that I have the pleasure of working side by side with. He does the artwork. He does the music. He also gives me insight on myself, reflection, and I'm forever thankful for a friend like him across the pond. Another guy would be Jay. Jay is adamant about getting all the info to you guys, and Jay is like a research analyst for us. He does plenty, and there's so many other people behind the scenes, whether it be Because I Can, Almo Stacks, Ravens. There's so many. There's so many. If I'm not naming you, Kyoto, Ruben, and Sharon, and there's Amber. There's so many people who give insight to the show. So I just want to say thank you again before we get started, okay? It is Spanish Wednesday, guys. You guys heard a couple of Spanish tracks. You'll hear more. I do have 2 tracks from Trove that he actually pushed out Spanish. But for me, it's all of his English that I'm loving. We're going to get ready for more tracks by Trove that he made. If you guys don't like them, then you just don't like music. That's the way it goes. We're going to get the charts ready up and running. And let's enjoy the song, bros. And then I had to see this fake-ass fan in the chat. Have you guys ever heard of this dude named Dart Stacks a Lot? This guy says, "Yo, DJ, I'm just checking in between job sites. Since it's Spanish Wednesday, can I play some Suavemente?" Bro, that was the first song I played. It was the second song of the stream. Where were you? Where were you when the alerts went out and said, "You know what, Marantz is live"? Bro, you missed the song. You're such a fake fan, bro. Get this dude off my track, bro. If you have a blue wrench, You can't. Bro, get the hell away from me. I was on a roof. Me too. I'm up on a roof right now looking at GameStop, and it's looking crowded down below. Your 15 minutes just started an hour ago. Truth over. Hey, bros, really, bro? Drake. You guys never hear Drake? Never mind, bro. Drake's the greatest. Better than Kanye and Kendrick. Okay, check it out, guys. Here's GameStop. Let's look at it. For all you guys who live under a rock, this is GameStop, currently up 2.75%, traded 7.8 million shares right now on a market cap of over $13 billion. Still at a discount, babe. Don't worry. 2918 is less than the senior notes that they just gave out. The convertible notes that they actually offered and got bought up and gobbled up, $1.3 billion worth. We're at $29.85. So you're still buying at a discount right now from those bonds. Additionally, if we look at this chart, we know that most of us, the majority of us, have been buying for 4 years, 4.5 years. You're above the halfway point there, but 34 is the resistance right now. If we can get it all the way back up, remember 29, we've hit the roof about 3 or 4 times. And I'll show you all this. We're going to watch the chart right now. Now, and I don't care about SPY today. I know SPY's pushing 5,900. I know the revisions are going in. Quarterly revisions are getting redone. Guys, miss me with the bullshit, okay? Donald Trump, you can't confuse me. I'm a Donnie guy, but I'm not a Wall Street Donnie guy. There's a whole difference here. These guys don't understand, but I'll explain it to you because the S&P had more decliners than advancers yesterday. Yet you can push the Mag 7, you can push NASDAQ 100, but you're not going to convince me that this economy is roaring and is rolling when I saw exactly what's happening with the Russell 2000. I saw what happened with the S&P 500 because the back half of it is not holding up well. And it can't hold up well because the dollar's not gaining strength while all of this is going on. You can tell me that you have a 90-day reprieve on tariffs. That's fine. Everyone gets excited, but there's still a 10% overhaul on everything. That's just like a benchmark. That's what we're using right now. This is where we're at today. Today is the key thing. They can always talk day to day. They never do certainties. Right now, it's just so uncertain. This administration, like what they're doing, you're like, I don't know. They could change their mind tomorrow because I can't invest with that. And I sure as hell can't give out this idea that you guys know what the hell you're doing. It's just me personally. I'll tell you something else about Qatar. You see this American flag here behind me? This American flag flew in Qatar. All right, I know a little bit about Qatar. I'm going to tell you guys something. They will bribe you. They will pay you off. They will do deals because they have the billions to do it. And I'm not saying you got bribed here, but giving you a plane and you saying, sometimes you just got to take the putt. Everything's not golf there, Mr. President. It's a $400 million airplane. All right? They're just not giving it to you for goodwill and show of faith. That's not the way this works. Might give you a box of chocolate. They might give you a Rolex watch, a $400 million plane. I know these dudes got money. Let's just see how it all plays out. For me, personally, I don't give a shit, really. I'm just going to be real with you guys. All I care about is GameStop. I wake up every day. I eat, sleep, and drink this shit. Now, I drew this chart. If you guys are not familiar, I drew all these lines over here saying how we're going to have a breakout out of this Dorito. We have a Dorito and a Dorito and a Dorito. Do you guys understand what this is? Phineas and Ferb right here. This is a bullish pennant on your stock called GameStop. Been up from the realm of around $3 a share, pushed all the way up to $120, which would be the equivalent of around $480, $483 if we know. All the way there. Pre-market, 500, 507, 508, 509, 512, whatever, came crashing down after they took away the buy button. That would be here. This is not a true drop-off of the stock. Everyone here has been here for so long. We've all been buying and holding, and we're not going to move. And here's why, guys. When the world figures out what GameStop is, when Wall Street wants to concede and they say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and get in, that's when you'll see volume on the stock. That's when you'll see people trying to buy it at any price. But no one's agreeing to this because they want you to quit. The whole idea of GameStop is for the battle to last longer than you can, right? And what does it say? I can remain solvent longer than you can remain, I don't know, rich or poor, however it may be. Like, I literally will never go broke. I'm telling you now, I can't go broke. Hey, Wall Street, listen to me. I challenge you. Listen, I already know private equity. I already know. You guys try to take my job, my life, everything. It's like you couldn't do it. And I don't give a shit. I'm not scared of you guys. I say everything that's true in this world, certainly about you. You stop telling lies about me, and I'll stop telling the truth about you. That's what I'm telling you, private equity and Wall Street. Listen to me. You're never going to break me. I'm never going to quit. I'm still here 4 years later making videos, guys. I have been on YouTube for 4 years officially tomorrow. And what the hell are you going to do to me? Nothing. You can do nothing. I'll keep making these videos telling you GameStop is everything they say it's not. Because I know the truth. I know what numbers mean. I know what leadership means. I know what we mean. But when I tell you have support of the whole damn world, when you have that, when you're Tesla 2.0 after the fact, when you're NVIDIA, pick a company. Pick one in this world that everyone got behind and said, you know what? We support this. We support Palantir. We support Carvana. Those are all terrible companies. Terribly overvalued. They don't make money. It's not us. Can you imagine what type of money we're going to make? Can you? What is this? What is this? What is this, Kyoto? Kyoto just sent me something in the middle of the show. Kyoto, what are you doing to me? He sent me... Oh, okay. Premiums on the convertible notes hit an all-time high on the GME bonds. Great. I don't care. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Can I tell you something? I remember like 2011, 12, 13. I remember 13 so well because that's when I really started getting back into investing and because I had money again. I started making money again. And then I lost a good chunk of money in 2016. My own doing. I had it up. I had my cash account to 20 grand, and I was feeling healthy after being in the bullshit with no job, no anything, and I had 20 grand in the bank. Whoo! I was like, yo, I got 20, and I lost 16 of it. Went all the way down to 4,000. I lost 15,500. Went down 4,500. And I had to go and tell my wife, hey, we ain't got nothing. It's my fault, babe. I made a mistake. And the biggest part was, one, I had to tell my wife that I lost the money. That's the best thing. Two, I felt strong enough to communicate in our relationship that I could tell her that it happened. And three, she still believed in me. So I said, that's all right. We're going to make it all back. I'm going to get it back. Boom. And then while that's happening over the next 5 years, not only did I get it back and I got back on my feet, I went ahead and learned how I wanted to invest. And I developed this habit, but I didn't understand why. Like the why, right? Tell me the why. I didn't know it. So when I first came into YouTube and I'm listening, I'm like, oh, I guess that's why I should be investing this way. I guess because I was just playing it safe. I was buying blue chips, buying my own company stock, doing stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I can't lose. These are winning trades. These are winning investments. Can't lose. I'm so proud of myself. Oh, look what I did. No, guys, there comes a point where you do so much research and so much homework, you're very confident about what you're looking at. But you always got to revisit the story. You guys know that I just found out Miniso Group Holdings went ahead and had a deal with private equity because I didn't know that the private equity firm was Hillsong from like China or Japan or somewhere. It was like overseas somewhere, but I never knew who they were. And I didn't know they were private equity. Even if I would have read their name and said, oh, they invested money into Miniso Group Holdings, I would have been like, yo, Miniso Group Holdings, goodbye. Look at this. It's going to be good. This is going to be a good company. No, it's not. I know what I know about private equity. I know what I know about private equity. I'm so confident about it. I'm like, no, okay, don't touch it. That explains the stagnant. I took it off all my charts. I don't even look at it, see it. From when I see your private equity, I don't touch you. I don't talk to you. Dismiss the bullshit. Guys, I'm going to prove to you something tonight and today, whatever the day is right now. Watch this. I'm going to show you guys something, okay? I'm going to go to this website here, and I'm going to go to this, okay? You see this guy right here? This is the things that we deal with here on the internet and YouTube and everything. It's so bad. The whole world gets behind AMC on the internet, not in real life, but on the internet. And what happens? They stay alive, they steal your money, and everyone's broke today, 99% down. Tonight I had the pleasure of personally meeting and speaking with Mr. Adam Aron, the CEO of AMC Movie Theaters. I am confident Mr. Aarons, can't even spell his last name. Her name is Tara Bull. I'm not going to come off of this until it's all over. You don't get to ride off into the sunset, change your career, change your name like you're somebody different. I was there. The tapes don't exist on the internet, guys. They've erased everything. Every distraction stock from GameStop, they've erased, and people have ran off and reinvented themselves. Matt Kors, Trades, TMI, the Masked Investor, Review Dork. I've seen them all. AMC Bigums, Boss Blunts. I don't forget what it was. And then when they jump on and they try to go ahead and promote GameStop, So I don't know. This is why I don't hang out with Jackie. Everybody's saying, Jackie. I said, Jackie who? Jackie Letitz, this guy who promoted Tupperware? Who told everybody to go buy Strive and go, what else did he say to buy? Unity? Every other thing except for GameStop. That's the problem. That's the problem I have for everybody. The greed that sets in on Wall Street, the greed that sets in on you guys thinking, I'm a trader. You're not You're not a trader. You think because you made a bet on a basketball game that you won the bet, you're now a professional gambler? Not that either. I told you guys, the biggest downfall of my family in the 90s was my dad went to an off-site betting track. And he was betting on Del Mar races. And he had $2 and he did a trifecta. A $2 trifecta. And he hit it. And he won $700. He turned $2 into $700 his first day at the racetrack. Let me tell you how that ruined the family for the next 3 years. Because Pops was at the racetrack trying to hit that $3 trifecta, $2 trifecta for the rest of his life during that time frame. Every free dollar. Going to all of it. Hollywood Bowl, the track, put money on Preakness, on Belmont Stakes, on Kentucky Derby, and random races in the middle of the day. What? Every day. It's crazy. It only takes one taste. Let me just try it out. Let me see what it does. Hunter Biden style, guys. And I talk to you about this stuff because this is all part of investing. All part of what's happening with GameStop. They're trying to give you things and distractions and tell you, here you go, and you might make a profit. And you know what, Marantz, I missed out on that run. No, you didn't miss out on anything. Because that run will turn into what it is today. 99 down on Mullen Automotive, on Bed Bath & Beyond, on AMC. You'll be down 99% on your next investment. Or you could be at GameStop right now, and we're hitting it. We're at $29 and some change. Right now, look at this, $28.89. Oh, my God, Marantz, it's down. I tell you, I was there last year when it was $10. I was there. Now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Dorito and the Dorito and the Dorito and the burrito. Let's go on the monthly chart first. So on this monthly chart here, guys, we have the biggest pennant playing out over the 5-year. It'll end up being a 6-year, 7-year pennant. That's what it'll be. It'll be from over here, 2020, which would be March of 2020, all the way until about, I'm guessing, June of 26. So a 6-year pennant will play out and will eventually break out. I anticipate will break out 3 months before. It's just the way the run has been. So 3 months before will be March of 2026. 1 year from now, after the quarter four earnings, the annual report will have 3 years of profit. You will be eligible for the S&P 500. You will see so much money, so much everything next year is going to be phenomenal because we'll be breaking out of this pennant and we'll be getting our leg up. We'll have a leg up, as we call it. So that's what I see because you had a Dorito before here. That Dorito played out to about $10 a share. Once it hit that bottom, we found our true bottom. We bounced up. Boom, gone. Then you have the next pennant. It's been an accelerated timeline, 1 year. We're breaking out as we speak, but it's going to be the next pennant from here. And we'll see how we go because we have our true level support, this purple line that's never going to fall apart because we have some diamond-handed SOBs up in here. Thick purple line for a reason. It's thick, bro. There you go. So that's what's playing out on the long run, the 6-year chart, okay? If you're not going to be here for 6 years, get the hell out of my way. Let's talk about the weekly. The weekly is approaching a golden cross. A golden cross is when you're using moving averages, and whichever moving averages you want to use. You can use the 50, you can use the 100 and the 200. Ideally, people use the 50, which is your short-term moving average, and your long-term, which is the 200-day moving average. Right now, GameStop is officially going to cross over. It is a golden cross, meaning we are about to have bullish divergence past the 200-day moving average, and that means we're going up at that point. And we know we're going up on this chart because the last time we had a golden cross was over here right in January of 2021. This is why big moves are going to happen for GameStop. Now, have you ever had a golden cross before? Okay, let's talk this out. Let's talk about the life of this stock. It started out way over here in 2007 during the recession when you actually had enough tape, enough time on it, and you saw what we call the death cross. The 50-day crossed below the 200-day, and it fell out. That was the recession. That was the Great Recession, right? From '07 all the way down to 2012. So for 5 years, it went down and sideways, crumbling the company. Now, when it hit the bottom at $2.16, 61 cents, whatever, really the equivalent's going to be like $12, whatever. When it hit way down at the bottom, it bounced off the floor and took off, went up 5x. When it had a massive move from 2012 to 2013, massive movement. This was the push everybody saw. Wall Street got involved. Everybody supported GameStop. Everyone came in, and it was great. Michael Packer and the boys, GameStop's amazing. Console cycle. This was the last console cycle, by the way, that actually mattered, PS4. Pushed through, went amazing, 500% increase. Almost had the golden cross. It was faked out right there. Boom, right? I mean, right here. It finally crossed over. When it did cross over, we rode the highs for you had a couple of year run here. You went from 2013 to 2015, and you were at the even run. At that point, here it comes. Here comes the play. You have private equity in the company. They're going to overextend you, do a lot of bad deals for GameStop. They have a death cross. They cross down, and now you see this stock go from $10 all the way down to bankruptcy, 64 cents, what everyone has called it, and everyone wanted this company gone, dead and gone. Okay, great. That was the play on GameStop. Unfortunately, we exist for them, and we had a golden cross. We bought it back up. The momentum was so violent, so vicious, because we knew what was coming. Now, calls go into play. The calls go into the money. Now we're talking about gamma squeezing. And we're not talking about short squeezes, guys. We're talking about gamma squeezes. You're talking about FOMO. All of that happened in January of this time frame where we bounced up, we hit the ground, we found it, we took off. Roaring Kitty saw great value. Everybody claims they're the champion of this damn thing. And you saw these guys take their profits, which is fine. I don't care. Look at what happened to GameStop. The transition, pivot, the move. Now, you had this death cross where we came under again, and this stock went all the way to the ground again. Now, are we going to have this fake out and we get real close? Or are we going to blow past it? I think we're going to blow past it. That's me personally. We're right now here. That means we're going to have another step up just like we did in January. We're really close to it. That's why I tell you we can take off. We can go. This takes weeks. This takes months. This takes years. This is a long investment. Buckle in, live it up, understand it. The company's doing the right thing at all turns, but your chart tells you. This whole chart, if you guys are not familiar with what the chart is telling you, it's telling you that Wall Street is buying in institutionally long, and they're holding. And what GameStop has done, they've defended themselves against these moves by having the convertible notes, by having the float extend and do a split. It's not a small float per se. It's not 60 million shares anymore, 66 like it was before. Now it's 447. A little bit harder to manipulate, but you give enough out there to people. This is how you increase your market cap. I don't have to have price points that are 300, 400, 500, these psychological barriers for people to see the value of the company and the run. This is the problem that you'll have. People will be like, oh, GameStop can't get to 200 because mentally people are blocking that number 200, 500, 1,000. This is why companies do stock splits, guys. Because not everybody wants to do fractional shares. And the psychological, defense, it's just natural. Oh, when they hit this point, I'm going to sell. Okay, if you guys don't believe that there's like these barriers involved, go over here to Mag 7. How many of the Mag 7 companies have cut their company in half? One of these companies like Costco, everybody asks all the time, when's Costco going to do a split? They haven't done a split since 2000. But there's a mindset there. I actually asked the former CEO of Costco, why he doesn't do a split. I said, hey, Craig Jelnick. And I said, Mr. Jelnick, sir, why have you not done a split on the stock? I'm just curious. He says, Marantz, I want to hold the stock, and I want people to understand that it's a prestigious thing to hold at that level. If it's over $1,000, it's over $1,000. It's like, hey, you won't sell it. You'll hold it forever, right? So it's like a mental thing. Microsoft did a split. They took their shit all the way down to nothing, and now it's all the way back up to 452. Meta did the same thing, and now look at where they're at. They're massive. Google did the same. I think they did 20 to 1. Remember when Google was like 2,000, 3,000? 21. Everybody's done a massive split. Amazon, Apple, NVIDIA, Tesla. I want to talk about Tesla. This is Tesla. This is a company that could get no volume to it before when it first started, 2014 through 2019. It had no volume. Volume candles are at the bottom of the page, guys. I don't know if you guys can see them too well because I'm blocking it. But those volume candles down there were nothing. It is nothing. The minute they got into the S&P 500, you saw massive volume come into this stock. Massive amounts of volume. The whole world gets behind it. They push it, okay? They push it from the $11 equivalent all the way to $4.14. That right there is a 40x move, and it happened in a year and a half. That's the world getting behind you. That's the short squeeze that they had. Shorts getting out of the way because they're in the S&P 500, and now you're just playing it out sideways, which is great. But massive movements, because from way down here, if you were way down here in 2019, not believing in your company, not believing in Elon Musk, not believing in anything, you could sell way up here at the lowest point of 2022, and you're still going to get 10x. This is why you don't have to time anything, guys. If companies are ready to go and companies get full support and everyone gets behind them, like they're about to get behind Coinbase, like they're about to get, like they've been behind Palantir and other companies who walk into the S&P 500, these are companies I'm talking about. For me, I just wait for GameStop to have the support that all these other companies are having. Right now, we are the support. We're the ones doing this for this company. So I just want you guys to know that. Thank you for the support of the channel. It says Jamie, baby, one and only. And guess what? It's up and to the right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We talked about that. Now, okay. Now, you're on the weekly chart, guys. The golden cross is about to happen. What does that mean for GameStop? It means violent things. It does. There's no way around this, guy. I wish I could sugarcoat it. When golden crosses happen, and I don't care when they happen. Look at this. This happened right here. You had the 50-day move past. It crossed, and violent things happened. Your stock went up 2x, 2.5x. This is what happens on golden crosses because people, it comes into their mindset. They go, you know what? Everyone's in, and if you're willing to hold up that price for that long, the indicators go off. Wall Street gets all the indicators right. Something's happening here. It's going to be amazing. I'm happy for it. I really am. Let's go ahead and talk about the daily. On the daily chart, we've got GameStop we talk about now. Before I talk about GameStop's daily chart and how it's breaking out of the wedge and how we're going to talk about it, I want to talk about the SPY. This is the SPY on their fake breakout. I call it a fake breakout. I think it'll retract down 20%. I honestly feel the SPY is going to come down to give you a number, it'll be 460. It'll come down to 450, 460. It'll test out the bottom again, and it's going to happen rather quick. It'll be a fake headline. It'll be some news. It'll be something, without a doubt. That's how it works because, well, first off, this is a fake move from this week here from the 9th to the, what date is that? The 12th. Over the weekend, it gapped up. Well, you know what happens when gaps happen? You got to come fill that gap back up. Fill it back on down because people will take profits at 588. People will take profits at 590. I know the price targets are there, but they're going to go ahead and take the profits to get on down. It's going to be a lot to get to 611 again, or all-time highs on this market. But people taking profits, boom, and they'll take. And then people take those small wins, those small victories at 571 from 588. That's 17 points. They'll take it. So I just want you to know, right here, Russell didn't hold up too well. Russell's did not break up above the 200-day moving average. They're hanging out above the 50-day. But remember, this is a death cross. There's nothing going to happen here and to the positive. Don't let this shit fool you. It's a death cross. That's the 50-day, the green, moving below the 200-day. Let's talk about Microsoft. Microsoft is curving back up. I actually like their earnings. They're the only company that actually made sense. They're the number one company in the world right now at $3.3 trillion. Okay. Apple at $3.1 trillion. A little bit behind, but you see how they're not above their 200-day moving average? They can't get up off the floor. They're struggling with their 50-day. This is the cap. People know the truth about these companies. I think Microsoft's the winner. I think here's another winner, Meta. But Meta's being pumped. And for me personally, it has a death cross. It can bend back. It's going to be tough. We'll see if it can hold up. But I just think that once NVIDIA's earnings come out, I think a lot of this sells off. I know that Tesla is lying to people. If you guys don't know what I mean by that, I don't mean like literally lying. The stock is lying to you. And we'll talk about it in a minute because I'll explain. Here's Google. Google's pushing back up after bullshit, if you ask me. They had this push down all the way to the ground. They had made an announcement that the number one search engine on Apple phones was not going to be Google anymore. It was going to be a partnership with AI, OpenAI. And so Google was losing because they have a Gemini AI structure. I don't even care. You guys can come out with all the bullshit you guys want. This is a pump and a dump, and it's going to be really hard to get past that 200-day moving average. But the part that tells me everything is going to be NVIDIA and Tesla. NVIDIA's pumping because their earnings are not until a couple of more weeks. When NVIDIA's earnings come out, you can't tell me mark-to-market accounting is going to carry you through. It cannot carry you through. And the reason why I say these are fake pumps or fake delights, something like Tesla, guys, how many Teslas do you think are selling right now? Me personally, I don't think any Teslas are selling. I don't think they're selling because people are scared to buy Teslas. They're scared they're going to get vandalized. People are not in love with Elon Musk like they used to be. The number one consumer of Teslas were tree huggers, were Democrats. So now they're not buying them. There's ideology involved. You have an identity when you buy this product. So I think it's an issue. I think it's a huge issue. And with Elon Musk, them shopping him out, saying they're trying to find a new CEO, and then that story gets, squashed. I don't believe it. So I think the economy is hanging on by a thread, me personally. I've seen the transition in trends. And how do I know? Because my brother does DoorDash. I have a friend who does Instacart. I have other friends that do, Grubhub. And a lot of people do these apps. And people don't know what I mean by this. Uber drivers, Kais Malej, Lyft drivers, and all of these other apps that people use, these luxury apps, they will tell you just how down the business is and how rough it is right now. And if it's that rough and the economy's going in one direction while people are trying to lie to you on the news saying, we got all these trade deals, we got all this infrastructure. I already told you, I can't eat hugs, handshakes, and hellos. They're not going to pay my bills. So as many agreements we want to make and as many papers we want to sign, show me where the money is. Show me how that's getting down to the people, and then people are able to consume and spend, because I don't see it. It's just like artificial intelligence. I don't see a return on investment on AI. It's really cool. Trove makes the songs. They're banging their beats. We got some artwork that is great. Everyone has their phone. They can talk to it. AI's everywhere. Everything. It's added value. It enhances things, but it doesn't create a dollar. There's no dollar behind it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if I'm not paying for it, how do you monetize AI? We're not in that chapter yet. We're not. It was so cool. You could download music back in the day. Man, I could download music. This is awesome. Cool. How do you monetize it? How do we advertise for the streams and the counts? And, Google eventually got there, but it took them 25 years. It's not what you think, guys. So I just pay attention to all these things that don't really affect the bottom line versus the one thing that does. If Wall Street knew just how many people hold GameStop, the stock and the identity and the company and the brand, and they let it pop and they let it do what it wants. Guys, GameStop millionaires are going to change this world. There's so many of you. There are so many of you guys. And you guys are going to be worth tons of money. You're going to be able to provide for your families. You're going to be the consumer. And your consumer base is going to be loyal to the brand. This is really happening. I know people can't see it. They don't understand it. But there are so many people out there that identify with that, with the GameStop. Because it's not about video games. The shocker. You walk up, somebody says, "What do you mean, GameStop, a little video game store?" You're like, 20% of GameStop's sales are video games. What are you mad about? How many of those are used video games? I wouldn't even go with half. So what is the identity of GameStop? That's what we're defining. That's what we're behind. And I want you guys to know that. I love this song called Diamond in Delay, because that's exactly what we are for now. Enjoy it, and I'll be right back. Back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. Hope you guys like that song. That's one of Trove's tracks. I'm telling you, bros, the guy's different. Diamond in Delay. I love it. I was reading the chat right now. I hear you guys. I'll play some of those Spanish songs in a minute that you guys were asking for. But like I said, I was in this whole world of thinking about GameStop because I'm on the daily chart right here, and we finally have our golden cross. If you guys don't see it, it's right there. It just crossed over yesterday or Monday, and the longer we're at this level, the longer we're going up, and we stay above $25, the more violent it's going to be. So I don't think that they can bring us back down. I think this is our breakout from this triangle. I've been looking at it. I've been watching also the contracts themselves that are going into the money. I pay attention to a lot of this stuff, but I let it play out on its own. I don't have to get too crazy about it because it's going to be fun for all these years that we've been here watching, if you guys understand. Now, the other parts of this is, yes, I do believe you guys have a different, mindset, wheelhouse going for you if you're invested in the GameStop, because 2906 is massive compared to where we were last year. When we were talking about this stock, and last year at this very same time, it was already starting to take off. It was going up and to the right, as we call it. On the 13th, 14th time frame, your close was $30.45. The high was $38. We were absolutely booming on the 14th. On the 14th last year, we came in, we opened at 64.83. Our high was 64.83 as we opened, and then it fell off all the way to the ground. But if you know about the pre-market, it was all the way up to almost $80. Okay? People saw what it was, and what did we do? A lot of us doubled down, tripled down, and kept buying in the whole way through, the run sideways. GameStop offered up shares at that high window, and it was great because now you have institutional holds and longs, and people don't just buy shares to sell them when you're buying in the 140 million share float, the additional float of GameStop. So with GameStop's PE ratios improving, with their fundamentals improving, you now have a market cap of $13 billion, and no one's calling fraud, and no one's like, Wall Street's not crying yet. Right now at $29, they won't even talk about it. They're just like, yeah, because if they were against it, then they wouldn't be buying it. Literally, all these institutions have been buying all quarter long. We've been paying attention to it that way. But you guys, the few, the proud, the GameStop millionaires, you guys know who you are. You'll be proven correct. And it's just, guys, I wish I could be like wrong about it. Marantz, he's wrong. It's like, okay, so if I'm wrong, then who's right? Because it's not Bed Bath & Beyond. It's not AMC. It's not Mullen Automotive. So, and I've been here. While they're pushing out those ideas that those companies and those investments are going to be the next best thing ever. Tell me what it is. Tell me how we're wrong, and I'll just go, okay, we were wrong. We're not. We're wrong. Ryan Cohen's wrong. Larry Chang's wrong. Alan Adle's wrong. You're wrong. It's not even possible, guys. Not even possible. Look at this right here on the 1 hour. We break out of the Dorito. We literally are stair-stepping from 25, but the truth is at $20, Ryan Cohen went ahead and bought in more shares, and we bought the bottom. We bought up their short. They went ahead and shorted us from earnings from $29 all the way down to the ground, and we picked it up off the floor, took it all the way to $30.69, touched the top of the triangle. We tested it, came back down, touched the 200-day moving average, go ahead and test that bottom out as our support, and bounced off of that and took off. And there's no getting this back. I'm sorry, guys. You're not getting it back right now. We're going to go ahead and play in this new triangle. And the new triangle, as I've already drawn it out, if you guys are not familiar, is going to be this whole sideways action on the stock. Right here. I'll make it work. So your new breakout area is going to be up here. So you're going to be in this whole area. You could go sideways. You could. You could even retract down to 20. What does it say here? About $24 at any time. You could. That just might be the best buying opportunity of a lifetime. But you're going to be broken out because now this top side that was this bearish divergence, we broke past it, capitulation. It's now your support. And your support's like you're just walking on a roof. You guys will find it, you get level, and then you'll bounce back up. So we have a whole year to play in this new triangle, and the whole breaking point of this year is going to be up here at this upper echelon level. At this golden road here, I have a golden road on the top and a purple line at the top. When you start breaking past these lines, that's the S&P 500. That's the prerequisite to get into the S&P 500. And it doesn't matter because as long as we're a profitable business, which we are, could you imagine what it's going to look like for GameStop, guys? I'm just telling you now, look at the floor. Look where you're dancing from, okay? I know a lot of you guys always say, don't look at your feet when you're dancing. Don't be counting. Go ahead and count your feet, guys. Look at your, make it say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Do it. Do it because where you're at right now is the floor. And when they announced they bought Bitcoin, and they announced any partnerships or, hey, here's the dollars we just did I not just tell you they had the best May the 4th be with you in the history of the company? They literally are doing better business. They are executing right now. 2909, that's nothing. That's a walk in the park, fundamentally. Could you imagine when the announcement comes out and they go, yeah, GameStop has $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, 1.28, $1.3 billion of whatever coin. Doesn't matter. People are going to go like this, oh shit. And the FOMO's going to be sick. The rage is going to be sick. And it's okay because you know what? You can have these volatility spikes. You can have these halts too. I wouldn't care. Keep suppressing the price, Wall Street. Keep doing it because that sooner or later, I'm going to be able to talk to everybody. I'm going to talk to the world. And I'm going to tell the world what you guys have been lying about for the last 6 years. I'm going to tell the world what everyone already knows here in this room. That this little company right here, if it had full support and it had everybody backing it and we were all pushing it up and to the right, this thing would be limitless. This thing can be your $300, $400, $500, $600 stock fundamentally. You guys want to talk about Mag 7 all you want. Let's go ahead and drop Tesla out that bitch and I'll put GameStop right in it. And you guys think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. GameStop is a holding company. They have the third biggest cash pile outside of Amazon in retail, period. For them to have more cash than Target, more cash than Home Depot, they have the ability to buy controlling stakes of any company they plan on buying once this gets corrected. And or, like you. Maybe you're waiting to buy a house. Maybe you're waiting and you're like, you know what, man, when this market corrects, I'm going to sell GameStop at an all-time high and I'm going to buy this house, buy all my kids a house. You want controlling stakes. You want down payments on each house. This is what you want in life, guys. We're here. We're here right now. 5 years in, 4 years in, 2 days in. I don't care if you just bought in yesterday. Buy in. Not only buy in on the stock, buy in on the idea that you have something everybody wants. There's only so many shares. And I guarantee you we own them all. I was doing a count of all the buy orders in the Discord that's been printed. We're talking about over 1 million shares in this Discord alone. And that's only 1,200 people. I've got 30,000 people that watch the show. I'm talking about on all platforms. 30,000. You don't think? You don't think these guys have thousands of shares, millions of shares? Everybody does. We do. They want it. That's why the price is so high. You know what it keeps happening? The price just keeps going. And it's never going to stop, guys. What was this? $16. Went all the way up to 21. Went up like 40% at the time. Then it comes crashing down, and they pumped it one day. I was there. I said, get me the hell away from Rocket Mortgage. By the way, since that pump at $36, this has been Rocket Mortgage. How's this looking? Look like something you want to buy? I'll pass. Citron Research. Get out of here. I know the truth. I've been around. I get around. I'm still climbing from the underground. Look at look at this. Asset entities. Look at this thing. From 30 cents all the way up to $9 and some change way up here. All because they're going to do a Bitcoin reserve. Huh. They get to go up 1,000%, but GameStop goes down? Bullshit. I didn't say bullish either. I said a different word. Super Microcomputers up 16% today. Wow. Bro, I'm ready to fight these dudes. Why are they up? What did they do? Super Microcomputers, they surged 18% in the pre-market after reaching an agreement with Saudi Arabia Data Center. Data Vault. The deal is valued at $20 billion. Oh, are we all just going to put that up front? Since they do mark-to-market accounting? All up front. We're doing deals for Super Microcomputers. Donnie Trump. Is that what we're doing? $20 billion? Oh, man. That's a good deal. Maybe you don't know about this company. What are they buying for $20 billion? I'm just curious. Like, what set of chips are you buying and or data centers are you buying? Are they building chassis? Like, I know a lot about this stuff now, so I'm just curious. And to buying it from Super Microcomputers, should I go get money with Abelcom, your brother's company? CompuWare, the other company? Like, what should I do? They're related parties. I know you're going to give all the business to them, so that $20 billion's got to be split up between three brothers. Not really bullish, if you ask me. I know a lot. You guys do too. If you watch the show, if you watch the channel. Sorry, guys, we have a lot of info here. And if you haven't been watching, then maybe you won't know. But you should know. Round tripping. Speaking of round tripping, bro. What's your thoughts on DRS with GME shares? Good question, New York fan. I don't have any thoughts. I don't care what you do. I think they already had proved the fact that DRS is bullshit and that it's holding people back because, let's just say it. You have no liquidity within the stock. There's no volume attributed to it. So you want to lock up shares. That's great. All they're going to do is borrow against them because they do let you borrow their shares. Computer Share loans your shares out, guys. Did you not read that part? Okay, cool. Unless they're put into book on the other side. So anyway, doesn't really matter. Okay, enough people got confused. Enough people did bullshit. And what did they do? They get to suppress the price. And so that's what you have. You know, you want the manipulation of this market. You want the manipulation of your stock. You want it to be borrowed and shared and loaned out. If people only knew what that does for your company, you guys, the market and dude, stop with this. The market and the company are two different things. I care about the company. I don't care about the market. The market will catch up to the company one day. Because as grossly, oversaturated they want to be with shorts and value and just neglect it. You can't. The biggest farce, the biggest bullshit ass thing I've ever heard in my life is this company got shorted into bankruptcy. There's no such thing. Let's just stop this narrative right now. There's no such thing. So guys, can you guys stop with the boogeyman shit? Companies don't get shorted into bankruptcy. Private equity comes in and they make really bad decisions for companies. And short bank, I guess we can use any type of investment. Short sellers, they make a bet on it because they know what private equity is doing. Once you understand that they work together, it's a fixed game. It's a for sure thing. No such, they shorted into bankruptcy. So you could short the hell out of the stock all you want. Bro, technically, if a company is shorted into the ground, they lose possibility of raising cash, which is what public markets is meant for. Okay, Dan, so think about this. When companies get shorted into the ground, as you call it, you just think, we could just do it to anybody then, right? Technically. Why can't we just short anybody? Let's go short Apple to the ground. Technically. You know why? Because companies have defensive mechanisms. They're called anti-takeover measures. If you're going to short my stock to the ground, I'm going to take the cash I'm worth and I'm going to buy it back up. And you're going to be fucked as a short seller. That's the difference here. What did GameStop do to combat the short? We didn't throw our hands up in the air and go, oh my God, we're getting shorted to the ground. No, they allotted $300 million for share buybacks. They bought back $200 million worth of shares at $5 a piece. This is what the world is. You declare war on a company, the company combats and defends itself. They can't defend themselves when private equity is doing everything wrong to it. Short sellers don't bankrupt companies. Companies that have money and value and profits. It just doesn't happen. This is why I hate this shit. Because they're so simple-minded to say, well, that's not true. It is true. Let me ask you something. Could you go bankrupt? Can somebody go up to you personally and go, you know what, man, I'm pulling your card, bro. You're going bankrupt. Why? Because I said so. What? I have cash. Who do I have money to? What do I need to do? What bills do I got to pay today to get you the hell out of my base? It's absolutely ridiculous. Companies with going concerns and startups, etc. Okay, I love you right now, bro. Dan, I've been respectful to you in this chat for years. Well, for the last year that I remember. We're not talking about startups. We're not talking about companies with going concerns. You just said that they could short a company to the ground. They don't get to get a going concern until when? Until they actually do something wrong. Would the going concern be what? Oh, they're shorting the shit out of AMC right now. Is there a going concern on their 10K? On their 10Q? We are officially at risk of going bankrupt because of X, Y, and Z. Is there one yet? There should have been one years ago. It's laughable. Laughable. When the markets don't react and or correlate with the price of the company should be, fundamentally, everyone pours into it and they go, this is fundamentally inaccurate. That's why Roaring Kitty's worth $250 million. I know you're keeping the convo going, but it's just not true. It's just not true what you're saying. What you're saying, okay, and what you're perpetuating is that the way people think. People actually think this way. Do you know what the narrative is on Twitter and Wall Street and Wall Street Bets and Reddit and YouTube and TikTok? You know what the narrative is? Oh, yeah, man. Short sellers, they destroy companies, man. They don't. Short sellers don't do a damn thing. You think, how about this? FTDs. You think FTDs and short selling have anything to do with the company? Nothing. Their failure to raise money. What the hell did you just say right now to me? Man, I'm going to go crazy. Bro, technically, if a company is shorted to the ground, they will lose the possibility of raising cash, which is what public markets is meant for. Huh? Okay, maybe you don't know why companies go public. Maybe you don't know the true story of why companies go public. I'll brainstorm it for you. My name's Mr. Tyson. And my name's Mr. Tyson. And I own this company called Tyson Chicken. And it's been in my company, my family, for 3 generations. We never sleep. We don't go on vacation. But we have built this mega corporation. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell this company. But I'm not going to sell it the way you think I am. I'm actually just going to go public. But when I go public, I got to hire a C-suite. I've got to select board of directors. But finally, I get to sleep. And finally, I get to go on vacation. And I get to travel the world because I sold my company to the public. That's why. That's why companies go public. Believe it. Now, once you go public, you're open to a lot of things. In this case, Tyson Farms, they have families that actually, their own personal family members that need jobs. So what does the family do? Well, Tyson, what did they do? They hired their daughter to be on the board of directors. They pay her an annual salary, $200,000. Benefits of over $200,000 more on bonuses. They make roughly $400,000 a year. The kids. Hey, the family doesn't have to tap into any of the coffers. The public is paying them. It's a publicly traded company. Next, they get their son. They send him to Harvard, where he graduates and becomes a CFO. 32 years old, CFO appointed to the company that his family owns. Comes in, he gets drunk one night and he staggers into someone's apartment. He falls asleep naked on their couch. They call the cops. He's embarrassed. He loses his position. Furthermore, a couple of months down the road, he gets a DUI. Gone out of the company, can't be the CFO of this publicly traded company. You want to know what type of protection this kid has now? Just named last night to the board of directors of his family's company. So he can get $200,000, $200,000 on performance bonuses. Why? Why, you ask? Because his family owns 99% of the Class B shares, not the Class A shares. So you can tell me short sellers are destroying a company, and you can tell me about profits, you can tell me about raising money, and that's a true story about Tyson, by the way. But what you don't get is that this group of people, Wall Street, they just want to get their claws into something. They want to manipulate outcomes and make bets on it. That's Chicago. You guys got to know the difference of Wall Street, know the difference of Main Street. That's the truth. You can't short a company into bankruptcy. Not a company that's doing everything right for the right reasons. You can't pick the good guys and destroy them. You can try. The good guys always win. I'm the good guy. Education goes a long way. Anyway, raise that cash. Private equity are also in startups too. They give them the money to. Yeah. And SPACs. Thank you. End of the current Dorito, taking us into the 30s. Correct. Let's rock, Marcel. Thank you. Hudson Bay Capital Management just opened up an 819K position into GameStop. Oh, man, so good. So no DRS. Not for me. I don't have to DRS. What is DRS going to do for me? I don't play these games. Telling people that they have to do something or they should do something. Yeah, well, you guys should eat more green eggs and ham. That's what you should do. Thank you. I just buy, bro. I don't care if it's on the lit exchange or not. I don't care if it's on the dark pool or not. You know what? In 5 years from now, all it's going to matter is, do you have some shares? Do you have them? Good. Marantz pushed the field goal post 5 years down the road. Marantz, how dare you? What do you mean? I'm in love. I'm in love. Guys, I go to bed. You guys have no idea. My wife, she knows it. We were going to bed last night. I said, Mama, I'm going to turn a song on for you, babe. She said, babe, you are? She goes, oh, my God, I love that song. I said, I told you, Mom. It's a GameStop song. That's what we do. Bros, if you're not getting down to GameStop songs, if you are naked in bed with your socks on, we already have an issue. But if you don't have these songs on, oh, it's called Ticker Talk. Oh, I love this song. Oh, my God. I got to eat something. I'll be right back. 10 seconds. Let's go watch the charts. Ticker Talk, the number one track, GameStop track out there. Peace. Financial advice. Checking out the headlines right now. I didn't get to eat. You know what happened? My wife made the best dinner in the world last night, and then there was no leftovers. What kind of world do I live in? This is some garbage. This is fancy trash. Garbage. This is bullshit, babe. You made the best dinner ever. It didn't make extra. My wife has been cooking for an army for years. I never understood why she makes 5 pounds of ground beef and does her thing. But because we have a big family. And then out of nowhere, family's not so big. Why? Kids moved out. Life moves on. You know, I'm ready to get a 2-bedroom. Mama, if you guys don't know, I'm ready to sell the house, get a 2-bedroom, and get more GameStop money. Just do my thing. But she's not listening to me. That's the way it goes down. 2 years in counting, never leaving. RP, thanks for hanging out with us. RP, who's a breaker. RP is a card breaker, right? Card collector. And he was on the stream. He was doing, he was on Drip. He was on Drip, which we're huge supporters of Drip, if we can be. And recession confirmed. Good job, bro. That is so true. So anyway, he's on Drip, and he pulled a downtown gold 1-of-1 Caleb Williams card. It's worth every bit of 30, 40, 50,000. He better hope and sell this shit right before the season starts, because Caleb Williams is trash. He's a human dumpster. He's garbage in football. It's like, God, you don't want people looking after you, and you don't want people to have a burden and deal with you. And nah, not true, Pops. I want to deal with you. I want those issues. I want you, if you have nowhere to stay, or if you have no one to look over you physically because of your health issues, come do it. I'll step down at work. I'll do my thing. I'm here for you. I'm being real with you. My wife, Delina, is the best cook in the history of our family, and she's just as good as Grandma Rico. And I'm telling you now, you can come over and have dinner every night if you need a warm cooked dinner. But I'll give you a reason to show up, Pops. I don't care. Love you. And find it, man. Find it. I just hope he's going through like a midlife crisis. I know he's a little bit beyond midlife, but that's what I'm hoping. You know, I'm praying on that. But I know my dad. I know him very well. And when he says he's done, he's done. And he's like, yo, I'm out. I'm done. And he's like, he's so real about shit. And it's just the way it's been, man. I loved it when he told the punter for the Bears that would have put, he wouldn't be punting much. Is that what he said? He's such a liar, bro. Houses are renting out for $3K or more a month. Keep it. Incan, yeah, bro. Guys, I'm not selling my house. When I say shit like, yeah, I'm trying to sell this place, get up out of here. My wife, she just looks at me. She's like, you're stupid. Because all I'm thinking about is getting more GameStop money. I'm like, Mama, do you know how, because this is how my mind works, okay, for my wife. I said, Mama, do you know how much money we would have if we didn't have to pay this mortgage and all these cars, and if I just drove a hoopty and I just did it, and, you know, we didn't go out, and we would have so much GameStop money? I do that. And then she's like, yeah, but you be doing it alone. Like, what? She's like, I'm not rolling with you. I'm out. I'm like, what? Yeah, she's real, bro. You want to be alone? Go ahead. So they offered this job, and my wife is like convinced, right? She's like, the reason why you get these job offers, or the reason why you entertain the idea, she's like, everybody's just trying to stop you from doing YouTube. You know that, right? And I was like, what? She's like, yeah. They'll give you anything for you to stop YouTube. People offer you stuff, just come over here, get busy doing this. And I was like, you right. You right. That ain't me. That ain't me. Yeah. That song is so fire. Diamond. Yeah, I agree, bro. Can't wait for GoPro to be delisted. Oh, GoPro. People still buy GoPros? Dudes, you guys know that I film all these videos that I do it all on my cell phone. Like, not these ones because I'm live and I'm on my PC and stuff and I have this camera, but yeah, I'm talking about like the ones, the ones that the ones I did at the mall. Those were with my cell phone. So yeah, I don't care, bro. GoPro. Tori Taylor was our MVP. Who is that? Nobody even knows who that is. Carter, she ain't honest with herself, bro. That's not being honest. Carter, I will test the limits of this. I could go up to my wife and be like, yo, I quit my job. I'm doing YouTube only. Let's go. And you know what my wife would do? Straight up. She'd probably just look at me and be like, if that's what you wanted to do, babe, we'll figure it out. And that's it. And that's it. And then the way she would do it is she would basically tell me, like, she would do this. Because I already know. My wife would be like this. Oh, we need a new AC. Would it be real nice if we had some money? Yeah, oh, the kids got sick. Be awesome if we had insurance. Yep. Damn. Oh, babe, we need a case of water. Would be awesome if you had a membership to a store you could go and buy one at. Yeah, it would be like that, bro. But I don't think my wife would leave me over a job. She ain't with me over a job, so yeah. We got to start thinking this through, bros. We got to start thinking. Because, I want to be the guy in the front line at the restock for the Pokemon cards. I want to be front in line, bros. I already thought about this stuff. That reminds me of someone. Let me tell you, bro. Should. Yeah, your ex. All of you. Don't test that theory. Bro, you don't know. You don't know. I'll test it all. I'll be out there. Bro, let me tell you guys something, okay? You think P. Diddy got issues? P. Diddy and Cassie? You think this whole court case is going crazy? So many new friends. Hey, Kyoto, let me tell you, man. It's my life. We got new friends. Guys, it's 10 o'clock. Can I take off? I'm mad that there's no... You know what? This is how mad I am. I'm sorry. I see you over there, TikTok, but I got to call my wife. She sent me messages right now. Nah, we're talking. I got to know. I got to know the truth. I'm calling her ass right now. Let's see what she says. Let's see.
Hello.
You're live on the channel, babe. Okay?
Okay.
I have a question. The whole crew can hear you. Here's my question. Why are there no leftovers from last night's dinner? That shit ain't funny, bro.
Because you ate it all.
No, babe, I had one bowl. This is not normal. Are we in a recession?
No. I told you Aiden and I got in and out after school.
Yeah? What's that got to do with me?
We weren't really hungry for dinner, so I had to scrape together to make you something. So I didn't make a lot because it was just for you.
But it was the best dinner I've ever had. I told you that.
Okay, well, I can make it again. It's very simple.
All right.
It was pasta. I mean.
No, you don't understand, Mama. I am a hungry man right now. I went to the kitchen and there was no I expected leftovers. I was like, yo, I'm about to sit down and eat this. Nothing.
Sorry.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
But I have to point out that you always talk about me cooking for an army and it's crazy. And now you're complaining that I didn't make enough.
The one time that you made the best food ever, you didn't make enough. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, Dad, but no, real talk, babe.
The best food ever?
But I'm not messing around with you. Like, real talk. Stop cooking for an army. All right. I love you.
I love you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Retarded, bro. Just ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. She knows damn well she'd be cooking for an army and can't even make me a second bowl. This is the best shit ever, bros. I don't even know what it was. It was like little bow tie pasta with spicy meat and all the sauce and forced diet. Get out of here. All right, guys, here's GameStop right now. Trading within the triangle. It's bouncing off perfectly. It's looking amazing. We had to find the bottom. We finally found the bottom here. That bottom came in at 28.82, I believe. That was the low right there at that end cap right there. So, boom. So, we should go ahead and get through, break out, go sideways at the rest of the day. And I anticipate us finishing over $29 today. That's what I see. That's how I see it. So, enjoy the run. What am I going to do? I'm going to buy more. I think the market's going to come back down. Absolutely. I gave you a price target of 460. I think this market's coming down to 450, 460 without a doubt. It'll retest the bottom and keep falling down because that's the truth of this market. It's in a death cross. We are in a golden cross, baby. We are looking great on the daily. Look at that shit. Boom, curved up, breaking out of the big triangle. So I make the little triangle on the 30-minute, sure. Right there, a little triangle. We're going to break out of that bad boy. But we've been doing that the whole month. Look at this. Guys, I just want you guys to see it. It's not like I just made this shit up. It's right there. Plain as day. You can see it coming from a mile away. You find the support. You find out where it breaks off at the bottom. And you break out and you have a leg up on the next day. That's your whole trading day right there. Same deal. It's been, look at this. Oh, this one's beautiful. Straight across. Boom, you found it. And you could even go from, I think I was going from the bottom, but we can go right here to this one. You found the bottom, you went straight across, broke out. Happened again the next day. Look at this one. The next day, the same thing. Another little triangle. Come across. You had the bottom, you had support from way down here, from open. You find it. You just got to find it. You just got to find the triangles. Bullish pennants, guys. Once you find them, you find support down here at the bottom. You found the rip up at the top. You push down, and you break out. The bottom might have been 25.68. You found it. We broke out a little early out of this pennant right here. Went across. And, of course, I would have clicked on that, and it made me click on it. But right here, straight across. So you had the top of it. You pushed out, pushed down, and you broke out finally. Boom. And it's just Dorito after Dorito after Dorito after Dorito. And it'll be after Dorito. It'll be another one. So a bag full of chips, bros. Just keeps happening. And that all stems from way over here. If we actually go to the daily. We go on the daily chart here. You have a perfect pennant right here. Not on the whole daily chart too, but on this right here. You saw it coming, so you saw this. You went here to the top of what was earnings on this day over here. And we came across. And then you come at the bottom down here. You found it. And you found some support, and you find out where they're crossing, where the support was. So you actually already have it all the way to the end cap here. It's doing the same movements. You find the support here, and then you break out. Little triangle. Same deal. You just got to be able to see the triangles in the map, dudes. See them. See them for what they are. Look at this one right here. Look at this. You can see it right here. One here. Cross. Where's the support? Support was here. The whole way through. You had it. Once you got to the end, broke out. Gone. Do the same thing, rinse and repeat. So you just got to find those triangles within the chart. We've had them plenty of times. You had to push down, hit support, and you break out. They push you down even more. They make you go sideways. Stocks go up, down, and sideways. So that's been the chart for a long time. We just happen to be in the biggest bullish pennant of your lifetime right now. So that's GameStop. I love it. And we'll keep looking at it throughout the day. But like I said, I'm looking for 29 some change at some point today. Look at that, falling down again. So guess what? Good thing about these lines is I can move them. Ain't that right, Tony De Niro? Find the bottom. So we just keep going. It could come all the way down here. You end up breaking out at some point. You break out somewhere in the power hour, and you'll feel okay on it. But I wouldn't care. I think Jackie cursed GameStop today with his 29.21 level. I don't know because I don't watch the idiot. Marantz, my dad's 83 and going through the same thing. When he says, I'm going to sell my house, I almost fell out. I get it. My pops turned down a DJ gig. That's what really got to me. I've known my dad my whole life, obviously, and he never turns down a DJ thing. So, yeah. Yeah, anybody still watching Jackie, you yourself, you're a fraud. You're not a GameStop investor. You're not a supporter. You're just a bitch. There you go. I'm going to tell you right now. If you watch Jackie deal a tits and deal a grift, you're a bitch. That's it. Because the kid's out here talking shit about management, about investors, about people. He promotes Tupperware. He promotes other stocks. He does anything for a buck. He charges veterans $500 to be a part of his failed Discord. If I want failed trades, I'll just go see what Trade Trades is doing. But you guys all paid money to hang out with somebody. And the dude's a Canadian grifter, like all the other Canadian grifters. And I can call them out that way because they all come from Canada. I can name every YouTuber from Canada. They all are. And that's the misleading part. You know, even PP Seeds, who is Canadian, and so is ABC, his partner, and so is U-Turn, his other partner. All the people on the show are Canadian. And why? Because they have positive influence or negative influence on private equity plays. No difference. So all you bitches out there, you know who you are. I'm just going to let you know. And that's just a term. It's not a name. It's not that I'm calling you a female dog. I'm just saying, you know, hey, you know, they go, hey, what's up, bitch? No, just like that. That's how I see you. What's up, Ruby? You know, it's a pig, but, you know, that's just the way it goes up. So you guys have fun with it. I got to get going. I'm going to try to go eat. I got to raid the fridge. I got to do something, bros. That damn pasta's not in there. I'm so mad. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. And to all my bitches, what's up, Holmes? What's up, Holmes? I said Holmes. Hey, next song? Well, that's the one for Trove. He made it last night. Let's go.
Late night dreams of a moon so high. GameStop soaring to touch the sky. My hands are diamonds, never break. All the risk I'm proud to take. To the moon I'll ride so strong. Done in hands I hold all along. Never sell, I'll never quit. The fire's lit, I'm back in it. YouTube streams teach me the trade. Marantz Rantz, he's got it made. Video games and cards abound. GameStop's love is where I'm found. Flipping packs and vintage finds. Pixel, perfect bind. Joy in hands, collector's hue. GameStop dreams, they all come true. To the moon I'll ride so strong. Got in hands I hold all along. Never sell, I'll never quit. The fire's lit, I'm back in it. Game on cards, old and new. GameStop deals, they're shining through. Play the game, we'll make it great. To the moon we elevate.
I don't know who needs to tell this guy, but I'm not here for your views, bro. You think the Jamie chart brings the views? I don't care. Dude, I'm having a good time, a good life. I'm not here for you. Get the hell out of here.
To the moon we elevate.
y te había dicho que ya no te iba a llamar, pero es que todo el día no te dejo de pensar.
Lean in, hold fast, the tide won't wait. The dog ran off, but the cat holds weight. No sword was drawn, no flag was cast, just silence cold and